Okay, looks like we are live. It is, what is it? It's September 26th. What happened to September? It's almost gone. I know next week we got the air show. That's the big excitement for next week in Huntington Beach. Every year they put on a spectacular show, and I go park my boat right under the middle of it. So it's pretty awesome. For those of you that have seen that, it's pretty spectacular. I'll share photos this year. I've got a professional photographer that comes on every year, and the shots he got last year were just stunning. One of the days we had very dark rain clouds out on the horizon, and when the planes went by them, the sun was on the plane, but then it had that black background, and it was just stunning. Really cool. All right, so I'm still letting people through the gate here. Like I said, I Zoom is forcing you now, it looks like, to be putting everyone in a waiting room. I went in, I turned it off, and it's still forcing people into the waiting room.
Mhm.
Might have been though, because I had this meeting set up before. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because my Sunday morning people just jump in with no problem.
Okay. Yeah, it might be because this was set up previous. So I gotta go in and see how I can fix that. But anyway, I know we started talking last week about Black Friday and affiliates, and a bunch of people signed up for my affiliate program. So, for those of you that took advantage of that, welcome aboard. And better yet, some of you, like, I don't see Rashid on here, but Rashid actually has sent probably about 100 leads through my system. It's just in the last week, I keep seeing all these leads coming in, and I'm like, wow, what did I do? Where'd those come from? And I looked it up, and they're coming from Rashid. So when they come in, he's giving away the free AI book. So he's using that affiliate link, even though it's a free thing, it's not making a sale. What happens is he gives out the link, he gives away the free ebook on AI, which is a real hot topic right now. And when that lead comes into my system, it's tagged to him. So as I start promoting and marketing to all my leads, any lead that's tagged to him, he's going to make the money when I make the sale. So he doesn't even have to try and make the sale. He just has to give away the free ebook. It's the same thing with the Franken AI. That was the whole point of the Franken AI, was a free giveaway, a hot topic giveaway, because people are all about social media, and giving away a free social media software pretty much hits the nail on the head for what they want or what they think they want. Keep in mind, what they want, what they think they want, and what they really need are oftentimes very different. So always try and give them what they want, and then, provide them what they need. And I know some of you that have been around with Larry Broughton, that's one of his biggest things. He says, sell them what they think they want, but then give them what you know they need, and everybody will be happy. So, so that's something to keep in mind. But everybody is so hyper focused on social media, and you got a lot of people that are selling social media services. And social media services, it's it's a lot of work. It's a high touch point thing to be posting and following up and all this on social media. So that could be expensive. And a lot of people, or I'm going to say most people, haven't figured out how to monetize their social media yet. So here they're spending a bunch of money, they're doing a bunch of work, they haven't got it figured out, they're not making an ROI, and they wind up giving up before they even have a chance. So I'll tell you, social media is great in the fact that it holds a lot of customers. The thing is, tapping into those customers is a different deal because it depends on what social media platform they're on as to what mode they're in. If they're not in the mode of buying and you're trying to sell to them, that's not looked upon very, very highly. In fact, it's frowned upon. I loved it when this was long ago. This was probably 10 or 15 years ago when social media was new. Perry Belcher was doing a training on it. And he said, look, when you show up in social media waving your flag to buy my shit, he said, that is likened to the real world of you getting invited to someone's party and you show up at their party and you haul in a table and you set up shop to sell Tupperware in the middle of their party. You're not very, you're pretty frowned upon for doing that kind of thing. And that's what he said is, that's likened to doing that in social media, trying to set up shop and sell inside somebody's party. So that's why it doesn't work very well when you go into groups. That's a party. It's a party going on and you go in waving your flag of look at me, buy my shit. So that kind of stuff doesn't work. But when you spin it the other direction and you show up and you provide value, you are positioning yourself as an expert in any particular field. And who do people want to turn to when they want to buy something? Nobody wants to buy something from a doofus. They want to buy something from somebody that knows their stuff. So providing that value on social media positions you in that way. You don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to wave your flag and try and sell your stuff there. Giving things away is oftentimes 10 times more powerful. And remember, you're giving things away to build your list. That's what it's all about. When we get to our year-end summary, our year-end exercise, that's one of the key components of the whole beginning of the whole thing is how many new leads did you generate this year? I can pretty much assure you if you didn't generate any or you didn't generate many, your income probably didn't go up much. It might even have gone down. Because remember, as the year goes on, there's an attrition rate, a natural attrition rate to customers. They don't stay forever. Like in my case, they die. I was having a conversation with somebody this week and they said, as good as you were at SEO, why did you give it up? Why did you get out of it? And I said, it was timing. It was the perfect timing. And I said, quite honestly, all of my good customers were in that range of 2 to 10 million, and they were all manufacturers. That's all of my good customers in SEO. That's where they were. I had a handful of customers in the local realm, local SEO, but they were not my quality customers. They were, in fact, kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest, because they weren't to the level where they really could afford those kind of services. So when I started in SEO, I don't know if I would say I was a young man, but I was considerably younger than I am now. Because we're talking about, damn near 30 years ago. And at the time, I was considered a youngster in that world. That would have been all my customers. I mean, you're talking about manufacturers. These guys were in their 50s, 60s, and here, I'm in my 20s, late 20s. So I was a youngster. And quite honestly, in last year, I guess it was about June, might have been May or June last year, the last customer that I had passed away. And it was kind of sad because all of them are gone. There's not one person I served SEO for in that world that's still alive. I've survived them all. And I was just looking at it like, do I really want to rebuild this? Because those were lifetime customers. When I acquired those customers, they were for life, literally. And now their lives are gone. And I just didn't have it in me to go back and rebuild that whole business. My commitment to them was to stay with them. I would never turn them away once I took them on. And now that they're gone, also the timing for that with bringing Acquisition Air on, the whole idea of, being able to just provide the leads for people that are searching is far better than SEO. But another thing that I realized at the same time, I kind of came to this epiphany that SEO and quite honestly, the leads that are coming from Acquisition Air are very, very similar in nature. They're high intent because the person is searching for something, but it doesn't mean they're ready to buy. So I was equating the leads coming out of Acquisition Air as hot leads, right? I was like in some kind of a time warp where I was thinking that, these leads, because they search, they're ready to buy now. And I realized looking back, like they never were. SEO leads were never ready to buy now. They were in a process of a search. The longer tail the keyword was, the closer they were to a buying decision. But not very often was somebody like ready to buy. And here's the thing, if it was an emergency situation, let's say it was uh, something of a toothache or a flood, something where you need somebody right now. They weren't going through marketing funnels. They were looking up the phone number and they were calling, and the sale was happening on the phone. And a lot of the people that are doing marketing now online, they don't want phone calls. They're not even putting their phone number anywhere visible. So they're trying to force people into marketing funnels, and anybody that's in an emergency situation, they don't want to go through a marketing funnel. They want to talk to somebody right now. So looking at the whole picture, you've got to really build the marketing that works for what you're trying to do. And you can't force people. You can't force people to buy things. You can't force them to change their normal patterns. Their normal patterns are emergency, I need to talk to somebody. I'm not filling out a form, right? So that's where, we had a lot of people that were in the water damage industry that bought the leads, they couldn't sell to them. And I was thinking, why? What's wrong with these leads? There's nothing wrong with the leads. It's just the process. That wasn't the right vehicle for those particular leads. So anyway, that's, in a roundabout way, that's why I got out of SEO. It wasn't because I wasn't good at it. It just, it's just not something that I want to do at this point in my life. It's a lot of work. Even though I haven't done that work in, well over 20 years, training the teams and running the teams to do the work and just the whole thing. It's beyond where I want to be. So I'm simplifying my life and making my life better, not making it more labor intensive. So as I have grown through the internet, I have grown to absolutely love automation. I have grown to love supplying products and services that are wanted and needed and in some cases can't live without. And the whole quantum thing, I got to tell you, I think this is probably, I thought Acquisitionaire was going to be my end all product, but the reality of it was it's not for everybody. The thing with quantum, what I'm seeing with quantum is quantum pretty much is for everyone. It's an easy to use entry level product that gives people superhero powers. It's a really, really awesome tool. And I would encourage all of you to sell it, all of you to use it as a vehicle to make money, because there's not anybody that it won't help. Seriously, this tool is widespread, high value, low cost. It's an incredible opportunity to jump on and sell. Originally, when I set up the shopping cart for it, I set it up as a 50% up front and 25% on the back. I'm going to go in and I'm going to change that to 50% on the front and 50% on the back. So it'll be a flat up split. It's like you're partnering with me on this product. You could sell it as your own. Quantum is a generic brand. It's not, there's no company behind it. It's just a product of Internet Dominators. You could sell it as such, as just the ultimate suite of AI tools. If you guys haven't been in there in the last week or so, there's new tools for you. There's several new tools that I've put in there and a whole bunch on the back burner that are getting cooked up right now. And one of the tools I've decided that realtors need AI too. So I've been talking to some realtors about, what they need and where the gaps are. I don't want to build tools that there's already tools for. I want to fill gaps. And one of the gaps is when people list their properties. There's an MLS listing, and that listing goes out for public view, and all these realtors are writing their own listings, and they're boring as shit. They're absolutely boring. So I made a tool in Quantum that all you have to do is put in the address of the property, and it goes out and it looks it up. It looks up all the public records, and it finds out all the details about that property. And then it makes a phenomenal listing for you to plug into the MLS. And your listing stands out head and shoulders above the rest. If you want top dollar for a property, or if you want people to even come to an open house and look at this property, you better have a good description of it, right? Because just like with SEO, your listing is amongst thousands of other listings. And unless you're going to rise to the top, you're not going to win the game. So anyway, the first person to use AI to generate this, one of their listings, it was Linda. And she had an open house just yesterday. And she said she showed up right before it was to open, and she had 30 people in line waiting. She's never seen anything like that before. And it was because of the listing. The listing is what brings people to these open houses. 30 people waiting in line to look at this house. And by the way, it was a shitbox of a house. And the AI took the negatives of the house and spun them into positives, like making this house seem like of historic value because it's a relic. you know, come and come and come and experience history. It used things like that. And it made a listing that was absolutely spectacular. It was magnetic. and it drew 30 people to the door before it even opened. So that's pretty cool. I mean, what realtor wouldn't want that to list their houses? That's just one tool. Uh, Jim had sent me a couple of ideas for tools, and I built both the tools. And since Jim is like, he's working with a lot of clients, so he has particular things that he does for his clients, and I'm able to automate those processes with the tools. And I've gotten spectacular feedback from a lot of people that have used the tools that I built for Jim. And they're like, wow, these are awesome. We've been needing these. And they were needing them and they didn't even know it. So really, really, it's a spectacular set of tools for AI. If you're interested in AI, this is the thing. Like, what are the tools? Oh, another tool I built. I've been using AI since the beginning to write greeting cards. And, you know, Barb always wants to go to all these events and she always wants cards and stuff for them. And when she found out that I knew how to do AI, she wanted me to write the cards with AI. So I started doing that. And every time I do that, I have to write a pretty lengthy prompt. When you use AI, it's all about the prompt. And if you use a one-line prompt, you're going to get crap.
One line.
My prompts are pages long. So I figure if I'm going to have to write a prompt that's a page long to get a greeting card, I'm going to make a tool for it. So that's what I did. I made the greeting card tool. And you can literally put in for any event, a wedding, an anniversary, a get well soon, whatever card you want, you can put in some details, and the AI writes you a spectacular greeting card. So again, it's like, okay, I'm going to automate that part of my life. I'll never have to write a greeting card again. I just pull up we call it the Card Whisperer. I just pull up Card Whisperer now, and it writes the greeting card for me. So that's not even a business thing. That could be sold to every household. And there's other tools I probably haven't even thought of yet that will be brought to me and I'll build them and put them inside here. So this, people to leverage AI, everybody wants AI, they just don't know how to use it. They don't know how to write the prompts. So creating tools that are promptless, that's what this is. It's me writing the prompts so you don't have to. You'll never have to learn how to do that. And originally I thought, I'll just teach you guys how to write prompts, and I still will do that. I have no problem teaching people how to write prompts. But it's just like when I teach somebody how to do a big idea in marketing. It's one thing for me to tell you how to do it. It's an entirely another thing for you to go and do it successfully. So I just realized that I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to try and teach the world how to do prompting. I'm just going to give them the tools to do the job for them. So if I would have been able to do this for the ACT program years ago, I would have. And now I can. So it's really like wizardry. It's a wizardry power having access to the AI. So yes, Henry, the real estate tool is uploaded. All the tools that I've got available, they're all uploaded at this point. Let me show you how to do this.
I just did my house.
Yeah,
Really interesting.
it's really, really cool stuff. So when you're in, that's a bunch of new tools still seeing pros, really. But when you go in, you won't see the new tools. You'll only see the tools from the last time you logged in. If you want to see the new tools, you go over here to the right to the App Store button. When you go to the App Store, it will show you all the tools that are available in the tool set. And over here it says open. If it says open, you already have it on your dashboard. If this button says get means it's a new tool. And if you want it, you just click the get button. And then that get button will add it to the dashboard for you. So here you can see all the tools, see the descriptions of the tools, one panel. And some of these have better descriptions than others. It just kind of depends on what time of the day or night was when I was building the tool. But the name it tool, this is a new tool, and it creates brand names. I think Anthony asked me for this one. It'll create a name, a unique name for a business, a product. It looks up and finds out if the domain name is available for it. So it's supposed to only recommend names where you can have an available domain name for it. So if you're coming up with new products or services and you need creative names, there's a tool for it. This is the new one from last night. I built this one for Jim. It's called Brand Blurb. And I guess what Jim is doing is a lot of the businesses that he's working for, they don't have like an elevator speech for who they are and what they do. So he needed like a paragraph that he can put on the top of their website to explain, here's who we are, here's what we do in a paragraph form. So I created what's called Brand Blurb. And, this one will generate, it's a business bio, for lack of a better description. It makes a bio for your business. So that's a new one. The press release tool, so write a press release, fully formatted. I don't know if you've ever tried to write a press release before, but if you write a press release on your own, there's a lot of criteria that you have to stick within to be compliant. Otherwise, you submit your press release and it gets rejected. I can't tell you how many press releases I've sent in that got rejected and I had to go back and fix them. This thing has all the standards, so they should never get rejected. And then the local keyword tool, this tool looks for keywords for local businesses. That's a new one. You guys have seen these, like creating an ad jingle for a business, a song about a business, or a rap song about a business. These are just cool little things that you can offer to businesses and make money. You can basically make money with all of these tools by providing these services to business owners. Like you could be the jingle king or the jingle queen. Create a jingle for any business for $100. It would take you about 30 seconds to do it. And that's extra revenue from this tool set. Now, here's Business Finder. What this tool does, it looks for businesses geographically located in a particular area. And you put in the type of business you want. Like I used an example of a liquor store. Go in here and take at it. It saves all of your stuff. So this is like a liquor store in Huntington Beach in a 15-mile radius. And it basically finds the business name, the address, the city, and then it gives you the phone number. Let me scroll across here. Gives you the phone number. In some cases, it'll give you an email address. And then these two categories here, this is, are they doing paid advertising? Yes or no? If they are, what ad platforms are they advertising on? So like here's Google and Instagram, Google, Facebook, just Google. That's pretty cool to know those businesses are advertising and what platforms they're spending money on. Guess who you wouldn't want to sell marketing to? The ones that aren't buying advertising. If you try and sell advertising services to a businesses that's never bought advertising, it's like they're going to cut their teeth on you. You're going to be a teething ring. And it's not going to be a pleasant experience for you. You don't want to be the head of the spear when you're in that business. But it's interesting, Circle K not doing the advertising. Mother's Market, this makes total sense. They're a very organic company. They're on Instagram. They're doing social media. So it don't make sense. So
Which one is this, John?
what,
Which AI?
the tool?
What's the name of this tool?
This is called the Business Finder.
Okay, thank you.
So it creates a list of local businesses based on the type, location, and specified radius. But gives you all that info. So it's like a prospecting tool to see, are there any local businesses? Maybe I should knock on their door and sell them something. That's a pretty cool tool. And that tool came out of Jim asking for it. Said, hey, could you make a tool that this? Sure, I can. I have the magic wand. I can build a tool for anything. Like here's the card whisperer. And there's a lot of detail. Like if you want a good prompt, you have to add some detail to it. If you're asking for a card, you want to make a greeting card, you want it personal. You want the card very personal to who it's for. So we're going to ask, what is the occasion? Who is it to? What's the recipient's name? And you can use a nickname or what do they call them? An affectionate name. Same thing here. Sender's name. Then you got recipient's age. If it's relevant, if it's not, you just leave it out. Some of these are required and then some not. Like age is not required, but the sender's name and the recipient's name is required. Also, the relationship, because based on the relationship of who the card is from and who it's to, is going to angle the sentiment of the card, right? And then the tone preference, humorous, heartfelt, formal, casual, and then details about the recipient or the occasion. This is like stuff that's going to build the story around. Specific phrases to include, message length if you want long or short, if there's any cultural considerations, and then you just go spin the part for it. And then it keeps the parts.
John, your audio is poor. Something's going on. Everybody's commenting in the chat. You're breaking up considerably.
Oh, it's probably the location. So
I think it's
let
your
me see.
bandwidth because
Yeah.
you are pulling it a lot from the looking at the quantum suite, most likely.
Yeah, that probably is. So let me do this.
Yeah, as soon as you get out of it, most likely you're gonna be clear again.
Yeah, I'll share. So that probably is. I'm on a light bandwidth channel here, so that's probably the issue.
You sounds much better already.
Yeah.
John,
Anyway, I apologize
may I?
for that. It's just cool to actually see the stuff.
Let me ask you a quick question, if I may. On the app that you had, I think that was a business location, and it shows some of the business that engage into ads. Do you have anything of within that already where we can identify Groupons?
For Groupon,
Yes.
I don't, but I could probably build a tool for that.
May I? Would you, please?
Yeah. Send me an email about that, and I'll see if the AI has access to Groupon.
Great.
If it has
Thank you.
access or some way to look it up, then yeah, like I could potentially tell you who's advertising on Groupon in a certain area.
Nice. I'm happy already.
That would work. Yeah, Groupon. I hadn't even thought about that one. When I did that other tool, I was looking for, like online ad platforms, like all the social media platforms, the search engines, all that. But yeah, maybe
Yeah,
we'll
I have
call it
interest. I have interest in that. That's the reason why I'm asking. And I cannot find anything really that's appropriate that can actually pull that data.
Yeah, it was amazing that I was able to pull the advertiser data without using an API.
Nice.
That was purely through. And when we build the tools that are built inside of Quantum, they're leveraging multiple large language models. So it's not like you're just using ChatGPT.
Correct.
ChatGPT uses one large language model. If you're using Perplexity, this is why I like Perplexity so much more than ChatGPT. Perplexity
I
leverages.
actually turned off my
Wow.
ChatGPT and then went full Perplexity after I saw your stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Perplexity uses 5 large language models. And I think with Quantum, I think we're using 7 to build the tools. So it makes a big difference of where it's gathering the data. If it only has one data source, it's only going to have so much. Now, where ChatGPT kind of shines is in all the different things they're connected to and all the different services that they're providing, but almost everybody is starting to do that now. Like for instance, in ChatGPT, if you go into the left-hand panel, there's a thing that says explore GPTs. And it allows ChatGPT allows you to create your own public GPTs and share them. And a GPT is like a bot. It's like a bot that you would put on your site, like the Becky bot, for instance. That's where we got the idea for creating the Build a Becky was, we saw ChatGPT building these GPT bots, and you could train the bot to do anything. And that's kind of what our tool set is. Our tool set is, in essence, a collection of GPTs or GPT-like tools that have specialized knowledge and know how to do something. It's like you're creating an employee. Think about all the things that you do in your business that are repetitive. And if you could create an employee or an outsourcer to do that menial task, that's what you could build GPTs for. That's what I'm building the tools for in Quantum, to take over all those menial tasks and just do them 10 times better. I guarantee you the AI is better than you are at almost everything, especially when it comes to repetitive tasks. There are some things between your ears that the AI is not privy to. But as soon as you start working with it and sharing what you know, it's going to be. The thing is learning. It's learning at an alarming rate. And whatever you know, there's probably somebody in your industry that knows the same or similar that's using the AI also. So if you think you're going to keep your information proprietary by not using AI, you're kidding yourself. Somebody that knows what you know is going to use it and train it. And now everybody's going to have access to what is in your ears. Only they're going to have a machine to kick your ass. Right? You've got to get on board with this. You've got to leverage it and use it to your advantage to make yourself better. That's what it does. It takes you and puts your efforts on steroids. And if you don't do it, the rest of the world around you is going to, and you're not going to stand a chance. So it's like the people, the AI is not going to take your job. I keep saying this. AI is not going to take your job, but the guy that knows how to use it is. He's the one that's going to get your job. The AI, you don't pay the AI. The AI doesn't take your salary. It doesn't make your money. The AI is just there to leverage its power, its automation, its productivity. So yeah, Teresa, go ahead.
I got a couple questions. The first is, are you basically using Perplexity to create these bots in Quantum?
I'm using Perplexity to help me write the prompts for them. But
Oh, okay. So the two-step process, three-step process.
Yeah, it's a multiple-step process. The first step to the process of building the tools is basically coming up with the idea, like the schema. What do you want it to do?
Mhm.
The real magic is in figuring out what is the prompt for getting AI to do that. That's where the real magic lies. And I'm leaning on Perplexity heavily for that. And I actually have created a blueprint for how I create the prompts now. And it's a series of things that I ask Perplexity, and it basically trains Perplexity on what I want to do, so it gets better at it before I get the output. And then once I get the output of what the prompt is and the fields that I need input from the user to get the output of what I want to for the tool to generate, then I take that into a no code platform and it actually writes the tool for me. So the
I don't
no
understand
code
no
AI,
code.
no code is basically, it's another AI, kind of like Perplexity and ChatGPT are basically chatbots. So you're asking a question, it's giving you an answer. A no-code AI, basically, you're telling it what kind of program you want, and then it writes the program code for you.
Oh,
I'd have to hire a team of programmers, and every time I wanted a new tool, it'd be a 6-month process for getting them to write the code, test the code, flush all the bugs out of the code, and go back and forth with it probably for 6 months before we actually had a viable product. With no code, I can tell it exactly what I want it to do, and it spits out the code for the app. And now I've got a tool. Fully functional, no bugs in it, just like ready to go.
wow.
So it's really cool. Yeah, there's no reason to hire coders anymore. You know, unless they're building you the no code platforms, that's where you need coders. The coders really, I mean, that's where they should be focusing their efforts, is on no code software, giving people access to create that, because that's where it's all going. In the future, there will be zero tolerance for the way coding has been done in the past. Fiddling around with coders and having them make mistakes and dick around for 6 months before they get you a viable product. That's gone. That's over. Those are done. Believe me, I've created a lot of programs over the years where I had to hire coders and go through that. It's painful.
I understand.
And
One more real quickie. When you first started putting together the suite of tools in quantum, you had a couple that were geared towards websites.
yes.
And I see that you have abandoned those. And I think you alluded at one of the calls to the fact that they required too much training by and too much support.
Yes, that's correct. So I didn't actually abandon them. I just moved them out of the working environment for the main release of Quantum. I have multiple releases of Quantum now,
Cool.
and one of them is called the Full Boat. I have a full boat release. The full boat release, I'll only give that to somebody if they agree they're not going to pester me on support on how to use the stuff. And that's where I've moved those tools into the full boat mode. If you want them, just let me know, and I'm happy to turn that on for you. Just know I'm not going to support building websites with those tools. You would have to have some knowledge of DNS and how to connect all the stuff.
Some of those rudimentary things I can do at this point, but
yeah,
I've spent too much time banging my head against the wall and not enough time marketing. So I'm kind of up against it in that realm, but
but somebody, I forget who it was, they wanted the full boat because they just wanted the design. They just wanted it to design the website so they could send it to their developer. So I just reactivated the full boat for them. So if you need that, just let me know. I'm happy to do that for you.
Thank you.
It's just it's not going to be in a full release to everyone because everyone would be on my support forum and my team doesn't know web development. My support staff doesn't know how to support that. And that would all fall back on me and it ain't happening.
I understand.
John.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, go
sorry,
ahead, Henry.
Teresa. Sorry, Teresa. If I may, I'll be interested as well because this is one of the things that I spend sometimes as well in the website. But and I would appreciate it too. I'll send you a note about that. Yeah, I mean, as you were describing before, this is the world of Watson nowadays. That everybody's going no code and all this. But to me, and perhaps it's something that you and I we can talk about it and perhaps work on it together. It's the probably the privacy is probably the most important thing in this coming world or this world that we're in right now. And I've been working on something for the past 3 or 4 months, how to keep data or generate data from what tools already out there like Perplexity that nowadays and even ChatGPT, but keeping it within your data, your work, within private, at the same time generating whatever project that you're doing.
Yeah.
In other words, I have a mechanism that I'm working on, and I think you'll find it very interesting. To me, I think that's gonna be the biggest, I'll see, the biggest problem that every company out there are facing is to keep their data private. I have
Yeah.
something that I've been working on, and I will, I mean, you, in certain instances, I think you're way ahead of me, and I think if we can collaborate in that end, I think I can put my 2 cents into it and work it out.
I know privacy, there was a time when privacy was like really, really big thing. In the world that we have been churned through in the last several years, I actually think that people are becoming much more tolerant of the idea that there is no privacy left. And it's like anything that you put on the internet is the AI has it. Like any kind of specialized knowledge that you share, it's got it. And and I think there was a time where that was almost repulsive. And now I think it's becoming commonplace. So I don't know that that type of a product in the very near future is going to be I don't know that it's going to be top of mind,
Well,
honestly.
yeah, well, the reason I'm saying so is because I deal with companies at times. Like for instance, if you
Yeah.
take a law firm, okay, who has some cases that they're working on and they're putting data out there, but they want to keep their own clients or HIPAA compliant clinic that has certain things and they want to work it out. But at the same time, those are proprietary, especially um, you know, firms that has proprietary data, but they still want to use the AI, but they want to have those resources, but their own proprietary data, they don't want to have to expose it. So in other words, it's a very balanced type of approach where you're putting in the data from the ether, but at this you're using it. To me,
Yeah.
you can take it as a burst,
Yeah, for that
and
the application in like a law firm, things like that. I was more referring to the general populace. But yeah, I could see with a law firm, they might want to take their records completely offline and have an intranet, not an internet, an intranet, which is a closed system inside the company where information
correct,
is available to the world.
correct. I understand that. I mean, your buffer zone is shrinking little by little. I think Zoom is gobbling up your bandwidth. But I understand, and it's the interface between the intra and the enter that needs to be worked on. That's what I kind of come to understand. That's where that interface needs to be on without putting anything proprietary out there on the enter. It's the burst that I'm trying to
Yeah,
work it out,
yeah.
you know?
See, it's almost like you're going against the laws of nature with what you're trying to accomplish. If you
It
look
can be
back
done.
ago, that's the thing. Everyone wanted an intranet. They wanted to keep everything private, and then they all of a sudden shifted to no, I want an intranet. So you're trying to roll back in time. It's almost like you might be going against the laws of nature. With the exception of like when you talked about the law firms, I could see where they need to keep that, under the hood proprietary, or maybe a design firm like military intelligence, things like that. There's going to be like some very, very small band areas where that might be a real hot thing.
There's a
But the
lot more
general
than
populace,
no, probably not the general populations, but there's a lot more industries out there that needs to keep that particular privacy. But as far as that particular burst that I'm talking about, within their own body, they have cycles, that's basically use that kind of model. And that's what I'm modeling it after. Like the Krebs cycle and stuff like that. Those are the type of things that I'm thinking about.
yeah, the good thing you got working for you is those companies where that is a priority. They have a lot of money to spend, and that's a big problem. So the bigger the problem, the more it's worth to solve it. So in that aspect, you could be in something that could be incredibly lucrative with only a handful of customers behind it.
You're right. Absolutely. That's the reason why I like to get together with you and see what we can do about it, because I think you have great knowledge. You're ahead of me on certain aspect, and I think we both can benefit from each other.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about that offline for sure.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Anybody else got any aspects you want to cover? But Black Friday is coming. I have decided that, you know, quantum is going to be one of my big pushes for Black Friday. And anybody that is affiliates, I would honestly rather help you guys make money than me make money just to prove a point that I can do it. Because that's really kind of what this whole thing was over the last year and a half, 2 years. I've been pushing the year-end process, and I've been, making the claim that if you guys want to make more money, all you have to do is follow the steps. Yet I wasn't doing it. I was talking about it. So, I don't know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago, I said, all right, I'm going to prove this works. And I'm going to gear up my flywheel. And you guys have seen what I've done over the last year. It's more than I've done in the last 10. Well, products I've put out, the funnels I've put out, the things I've done. And I got to tell you, my flywheel is spinning very rapidly right now. It's gearing up. And so is my income right alongside it. So it's proof in the pudding that if you do these things, the flywheel starts moving and you start making more money. So at this point, I would rather help you guys do that, help you get your flywheels moving without having you do a bunch of stuff you don't know how to do. The product's already built. There's a market already exists. All you need to do is bring the product to the market and make money with it. So for any of you that have your own thing and you're doing your own thing, I'm here to help that too. But I know there's a lot of people that just need to make money. And if that's the case and you don't have a product by Black Friday and you still want to make some money, I can almost assure you that people that could use quantum and you can make that money from it. So I'm going to spend in the next week or so, I'm going to spend some time building some really good high converting funnels to sell Quantum and give that kick to you guys for this coming Black Friday. So you've got something. There's going to be no excuses this year. There's going to be no, I don't know what to do. There's going to be no, I don't have something to sell. There's going to be no reason not to do this. So, and the flywheel isn't necessarily the funnel. The flywheel is your motion. It's like the flywheel is a big heavy object that's really hard to start turning, but it's a concept just like business. Your business is like a flywheel. When you start, it's a big heavy object, and you have to get it moving down the highway. And in a flywheel, once it starts turning, getting it to go faster is a much easier than getting it to start. And the faster it goes, the harder it is to stop. It's impossible to stop a flywheel because it's so heavy and it's moving so fast. So it's a concept. The flywheel is a concept. All the stuff involved are the things that move it, like having a funnel, getting leads, having opt-ins, having offers. All of that stuff are things that move the flywheel. If you don't have any of that, it's impossible to get a flywheel started. So that's what I'm doing. I'm basically removing all the excuses at this point. I'm just going to take them all away. At this point, at the end of this year, if you don't have anything going on, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. That's all I'm going to say. Everyone will be right where you want to be. Like there won't be anybody that can say, I'm not where I want to be. I didn't have this. I didn't have opportunity. It's all gonna be gone. So anyway, I figured that is my holiday gift to you guys. That's what I'm giving back this year. So, and you don't have to wait for Christmas for it. I'm spreading the cheer right now. So anyway, I hope a lot of you guys grab onto it because yeah, it makes money for me. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The more you make, the more I make. But like I've always said, when I pay out my affiliate commissions, the first of the month is like the happiest day of the month for me because that's when I pay everyone. And most people hate paying bills. Most people dread money going out. I'm the opposite. I love money going out. The more I spend, the more I make. Like the more affiliate checks I send out, all that is, it just reminds me how much money they brought me. I've always told people, I am happy to share the wealth. All you have to do is help me help you get the wealth, right? I'll build all the stuff, I'll build the bridges, build the everything. And then
Okay, the business
you
card.
just
Now we know what the business card giveaway.
you
AI
just
book,
do the offers
Connect
and we'll
AI.
split it.
That'd be the
So
sequence.
it's like we're partnering together. Everybody wants to partner with me. This is how you do it. This is how we
Hear
go
that,
to
Henry?
war together
Hear that,
and we make
Henry?
money.
It's not. It's
Gregory is talking
Sorry,
on
I'm
the
open
phone,
to-
I think.
All right,
Oh,
let me.
okay. Oh, there he's muted out. So anyway, this is a way to literally partner with me. We're going in business together to sell a product. I build a product, you sell a product, we split the profits. So if anybody's ever wondered how they could partner with me, there it is. It's out on the table. So we got a bunch of stuff. It's funny, I've been saying this message for years and years and years. But now I think this is the only time I've actually had a product that was so broad-based. Anybody could.
John, could you, I'm sorry, I missed a few weeks. People in my life have been in and out of the hospital. Can you just refresh how to sign up for the newest affiliate links for like Quantum AI? maybe share the screen.
Yes.
Thank you.
So in Quantum, it's going to look different in yours because it's inside of Kartra and whatever affiliates you've got signed up for. But basically, if you are not an affiliate yet, you can go to the internetdominators.com site. You can go to the bottom and there's a become an affiliate link there. That's how you sign up to become an affiliate with me. Once you do that, once you sign up, you have access to the backend portal for the affiliate program, and you'll see all the products listed. When you select the promotional tab for each product, that's where you'll get your links to promote. Now, each product has multiple links. There's different funnels, there's different offers, there's different price points, and you get to choose how you want to promote it to your audience. Like some of you might have an audience that doesn't have any money, so you would take the low level offer. You'll make less because we're both making less, but we're splitting those revenues. So you might have a high-end audience, so you might want to sell them on the full boat packages, not give them any discounts at all, and just push the value. If you're looking for the link for the AI book, it's under the Acquisition links. So if you go for the Acquisition you'll find the links to the free ebook, and I believe the free Franken AI, I believe, is under Acquisition. If you're looking for Quantum, it's under the ACT tab. So if you click on the links for the ACT program, there's probably 20 different links you could promote for ACT. There's different price points, there's different offers, and then you'll also see the Quantum links. And there's actually 2 links for Quantum. There's the full price, the retail price at $97 a month, and then there's the beta price at $47 a month. I would encourage you to do the beta price, the $47 per month, because the offer is spectacular. The offer is a half price deal because they're getting in on the beta level, and that gives them 2 big bonuses. They get to lock in the price, they get to lock in the beta price forever, and they also get access to any of the new tools that we add to the beta program over the whole life of Quantum. So as I keep adding tools, I'll be adding tools to Quantum forever. Every time something new comes out that somebody needs to do with AI, I'm going to add a tool in there for them. And at $47 a month, you would get lifetime access to all those new tools. You would never get an upsell. So I would push that one. That one has the biggest upside benefit. And then you'll see there's links to all the other stuff. We've got web development. If you know people need a website developed, you can make the affiliate commission on it. There's all the stuff that I do is all available to all the affiliates. So there's a number of ways that you could make money partnering with me on the affiliate program. So, and I'm also going to make this super simple, again, removing all the hurdles and all the speed bumps. So many people tell me they don't know how to find the affiliate links. And okay, I get it. You got to log into a thing and you got to do a couple clicks, and I get it. So as I create these things for Black Friday, I'm going to send you an email that has your affiliate link in the email. So you don't have to look for it. You don't have to find it. And I'm also going to put in there the email that you should send with your affiliate link in it. So literally all you have to do is copy it, paste it into an email or a blog post or a social media post, and send it out. So I'm going to make it that easy. And I'll do that with everything I'm preparing for Black Friday. You'll get a single individual email for each one. So there won't be any mixing them up. It'll be simple. You don't have to decipher anything. It's simple instructions. Copy this, paste it in, and send it.
Woohoo! Thank you.
I'm going to make this really, really easy.
I kind of want you to get it done by October 1st so we can get the jump on all the Black Friday people.
Well, I can assure you it will not be done by October 1st. But probably within a week or two of that. That's my target. That's what my target dates are within a couple of weeks. So, and anything else? I mean, can you guys think of like, am I missing anything? Is there anything else preventing you from being successful with this model?
For me, John, I just could say this. You're making it very clear and easy, so I'm grateful for that. I just don't have a list. And so what I'm going to do is literally go through my personal email and send private emails kind of one by one and try to figure out how to set up tags on Gmail. So that's just what I'm going to do. That just takes work.
That's perfect. That's all you need to do. Like, you could literally go through your messenger list, you could go through your Facebook friends, you could private message people. If you don't have, everyone has a list, right? We all know people. We all have a phone book, right? Or I know phone book is a thing of a past, but y'all have a cell phone and it's got contacts in it. That's your list. Until you like separate, a lot of you are still operating as a sole proprietor, and there's nothing wrong with that, but your list is your phone book. It's the contacts in your phone. That's your list. Everyone has one. When I talk about building a list, usually it's specific to a business. It's like, okay, you're taking a step forward. You're creating something. You're creating a business. And at this point, when I refer to the list, I'm referring to you making offers so people would join your list and want to receive information from you. Just because people haven't said they want to receive information from you doesn't mean you don't have a list. The thing is, it's hard to segment. Segmentation is really important. Like, I know on my phone list, if you took my business away from me and all I had was my cell phone, I've got a list, a contact list. I would have to go through that list, and I would have to look and see, okay, each individual person on the list, what do I have that would be of interest to that person? I don't want to send them something I know they're not interested in, because that'll tend to make them not want to be friends with me anymore. So going through the list and figuring out who gets what offer, that's segmentation. So I'm segmenting my list, sending out the right offers to the right people. So that's what I would do if you literally took my business away and you left me with my cell phone. I'd be back in business that afternoon. I'd segment my list, I'd figure out what they needed, and I'd start making offers to them. And I guarantee I wouldn't go hungry. I'd find dinner some way that with my list. So, and then based on the flywheel, I'd spin it up. I would grow my list. I'd find more people that were interested in things I had to offer. And now my flywheel is spinning. I'm back in business by the end of the day. Before the sun sets, I'm back in business. So it's, I don't mean to make light of it, but it's not that difficult. Business is just transactions. It's having something to sell and someone to buy it. That's all it is. And there's people everywhere that are buying things constantly, all day long. You just figure out, what do you have that, or what do you have access to? You don't even have to have anything. What do you have access to that they would want to buy, and sell it to them and make the money off the sales commissions? So it's a very opportunistic world that we live in. You just need to put on the right goggles to see it, to see the opportunities. So that's what I am fully committed to helping you do with Quantum. Quantum serves the purpose for just about any business owner alive can use Quantum. So I'm solving that problem for you. I'm also solving the problem of what to say to them with the messaging, the emails, sending you the links, all that. All you literally have to do is sign up for the affiliate program and go along for the ride. And you're going to make money. I don't know how much because I don't know your effort, but guaranteed if you make the effort, I can guarantee you you're going to make money. So, all right. Anything else? I apologize for the bandwidth issue today. How I don't know how spotty it was. Hopefully what I brought across made sense and landed, because it's an important message, because it's about making you guys all money. And I know that's what you're all here for. I don't think anybody's here just to socialize. So, all right, well, if there's nothing else, we wrap up for this week and let you guys get on with it. Start building your list. Like I said, you all have a list, you're just not recognizing it. Start looking through and separate them out. Like, see, you know you're going to get this link to send out for quantum very soon. So start separating out who are you going to send it to? Who could use it? Who would it help? And if you show up to be of service to help people, guaranteed it's going to work for you. Don't just blast out to anybody. Look at your list and see who could quantum help. Do I know any realtors that could use help with their listings? Oh, there you go. That's how you talk to them. You know, do you know anybody selling business services? There's probably 20 different tools they could make a fortune with selling business services. You know, do you know anybody that needs graphics constantly and spending a bunch of money and has frustration? Boom, it solves all those problems. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to keep beating that horse, but I want you guys to all be successful. I really do. So I'm gonna try really hard. This year's gonna be different. So
That's awesome.
all
Well,
right, guys, we'll have
beat the horse next week, because we'll probably have better
Oh.
being able to hear you.
Yeah. Again, I apologize for that. It's just I'm a victim of circumstance on that one.
Out at sea again.
All right, guys, have a great week, and we will talk to you all soon.